During August, when you purchase the whole ball of wax at LaunchpreneurAcademy.com and use the code LAL2024, you receive $250 off and one free ticket to Launchpreneur Academy Live 2024 this November in Novi, Michigan. Seize the moment and elevate your lawn care business with our most comprehensive package. You get full access to all training programs, including a one-on-one coaching call with Brian. The whole ball of wax includes free lifetime upgrades to future editions with a few exclusions. It's over $3,500 in programs and resources for $14.99, and we're going to take an extra $250 off that price. This is easily saving you over 50% compared to buying a la carte. If you've been contemplating making your move to the top, now is the time to act. The clock is ticking, and this offer ends August 31st. Turn your aspirations into achievements with Launchpreneur Academy's whole ball of wax. Use code LAL2024 and you receive $250 off and one free ticket to Launchpreneur Academy Live 2024. We've provided a link in the show description.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here, hanging with you guys, and good morning. Well, definitely excited about this podcast, guys. We were just talking about catching up for 10, 15 minutes. Always a fun conversation. Always a pleasure to, regroup, get a pulse on the industry, get a pulse of what's going on out there in the marketplace. Of course, share some stories about different weather, different seasons. I know you guys know Samantha with Postcard Mania. She's been probably our second, third, fourth-ish most featured guest on the podcast, and I love having her on. She's a wealth of knowledge. So, Samantha, without further ado, welcome back to the show. Thanks so much for taking time to be with us this afternoon.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure coming on this show. I really appreciate you having me.
Yeah, well, you're quickly becoming the marketing postcard lady and represent, for Postcard Mania. A lot of folks have heard you guys, know you guys, have been using your guys' services, which is always the fun, cool, what would you call it, integration, right? Of the hearing somebody on the podcast and then actually picking up the phone and like going through with something is really, really cool. And that's where the rubber meets the road, right? At the end of the day, taking action. So really, really excited about having you on today. I love, getting some different folks on, guys that are like regular contributors or partners of ours, because they just bring so much value in such a short time about like what they are expertise in. And so Samantha, your background, all things sales, all things marketing, all things small business. So for anybody, I always try to slow down because I get all gussed up, for anybody who doesn't know your background, or maybe hasn't listened to a show that you've been on before, could you give us that good old fashioned 1 to 2 minute highlight reel, who you are, your background, all that fun stuff. And then we got some exciting things we're going to be breaking down on today's show.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Postcard Mania has been around for the last 25 years. We specialize in direct mail. That's what we do. We've expanded our services. We do email marketing and online marketing. But I've personally been with the business for almost 20 years now, coming up next month.
That's huge.
A little insane.
Wow.
It's huge. I know. It's so fun. But being partnered with Brian, we've been doing this for a couple years now, and working with all of the landscapers has been amazing, and everyone's so fantastic. We've learned so much. We've gotten so many case studies from you guys in terms of what works. So I've really enjoyed it. Yeah.
And for you guys that don't know, we did a YouTube video. I always invite you guys to check out the YouTube channel, check out the YouTube video. We actually did a video with Samantha and her team, probably 3 years ago now. It's been ridiculous. Maybe 4 years ago, for crying out loud. I swear to gosh, like my daughter was just born 2 minutes ago, Samantha, and she's turning 3 in a week. Like, it's just like, make it stop.
With that.
Oh, make it stop. It's like time is going way too fast. What do they say? The days are long, but the years are short, like that whole deal. But if you guys haven't seen the Postcard Mania outfit, like, just a little bit of context. This is not your local print shop making your car vehicle wraps and some banners and some magnets and some, stickers with mugs, okay? Like, these guys are a juggernaut, a huge outfit, like high quality, high touch, great organization, a couple hundred folks working there. Samantha's obviously our point of contact, and really where this whole conversation came from, guys, over the years doing YouTube and Instagram and the podcast, folks are always asking, hey, Fullerton, like, where are you getting your postcards? Who makes them? Who prints them? Can I get your design? Can I see your design? All this mess. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I want to get these out there. Like, how do I share these? And so I had this great high level, like, thought, one of the good ones I've ever had, Samantha, maybe. And I'm like, well, why don't we partner with somebody? Why don't we partner with somebody that can literally be your guys' print partner like they are for me? And so I was talking to Samantha and her team a long time ago. And I was like, hey, like, so I do this YouTube thing and there's people that need help and who they don't know who to trust or who to turn to. And even then, like, making good quality designs and can actually print, pack, and ship. Like, and folks, postcards are like one of my best ways to get new business. Quality work, word of mouth referrals, yes, websites, yes, Facebook, yes, Instagram. But I know, like, it's count it, like money in the bank, money in the bag. When we send out a mailer, we are going to earn new business. It's not even a question, okay? And so postcards are like my big thing. And if you don't like them, if you're like, hey, I tried it doesn't work for me, no big deal. But I'll tell you, they still make huge waves, huge dividends, and they move the needle forward and can get you that first down to help you get on the board, get new customers, and to grow your business. And that's what we're talking about today. So a lot of words. I just want to add some context here because Postcard Mania is like, I feel so comfortable, so confident referring you guys to Samantha and her team if you guys are trying to get new business and really develop a postcard, door hanger marketing campaign. So Samantha, that's been my experience the last couple of years. Anything to add that on your end that you guys want to talk about? We have no script here, by the way, guys. We're just going to a little pitch and catch today. But I've been very, very thankful and very blessed by the partnership and relationship. You guys are always doing a great job and such a first-class organization.
I really appreciate that a lot. I mean, I'll tell you too, our owner, she is really big into helping small business owners grow. So we have like tons of marketing articles for free on our website. But the other thing she's super passionate about right now is trying to help the economy by basically getting you guys to hire more staff because she knows that people need jobs. So her big thing, and she updates us all the time, is like, how do we help these small business owners get more business if they need to hire more people?
Ooh, that's
for
cool.
us, we're very results driven. Yeah, she is all about that. And it's like, if we can help you guys give lots of good advice and you guys get good success from the campaign, it helps overall. So I know one of the things that we wanted to talk a little bit about was just some, results from the campaign. And I know that you did the snowplow card. Obviously we have coming up here fall and winter. So I thought it was a good thing for us to chat about that a little bit. And I didn't know if you, as far as timing, I don't know if a lot of people know when they should start doing things for fall and winter. And one of the things that we've learned is for fall campaigns, really trying to push it for August and September is a good time period, or like starting in August and then mailing out beginning of September and beginning of October, and trying to do the fall cleanup cards. And then in November, trying to push for the snowplow.
Love it.
What's been your experience? Because I know you do direct mail. I know we just did a commercial snow postcard for you last year. What are your thoughts? Well,
I mean, you know where I'm at. I literally asked you guys 3 days ago. I said, Samantha, I need new postcards for winter. I want to update little refresh on my commercial snow postcard. I'm sending those suckers out the first 2 weeks of August. And again, whenever we double up the mailer, 2, 3, 4 weeks later, first part of September. We're trying to grow, right? Our company, like you guys listening in, like I'm not here to give you a pitch on going with Postcard Mania. I'll just tell you what I'm doing. I'm trying to grow. And if I'm putting my money where my mouth is, that I think it's postcards, it's going to be my best, one of my better chances or best bets for an investment to grow. That's where I'm coming from with my belief here. I'm not trying to sell or convince you guys to call Samantha. I don't care if you do. I don't care if you don't. I mean, I do care, but it's not going to affect my business. My business, I'm actually trying to grow, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is. And I messaged Samantha a couple weeks ago. I said, hey, probably a good time to talk postcards again. I said, we're going to be shifting gears like she was just alluding to with fall and winter services. And I said, by the way, I need to get myself in the queue. Let's go, So I'm super pumped about our commercial snowplow business, and I want to get more business. And so that's why I'm doing another campaign and mailer. And in fact, last year, if you guys listened in, if you guys were regular listeners through the fall, winter, you know that I did about a 1,300 or 1,400 postcard mailer just this last fall campaign for commercial snow. It's something we're shifting gears, trying to get more of. and really get into like a site management-esque business. And so just a quick testimony for myself, we picked up 4 small sites, about $3,000 to $4,000 revenue sites for winter, nothing crazy. And then one medium-sized site is about a 10 or 12 grand account for winter. So that turned into I don't know, Samantha, $22,000 worth of business, which was fantastic. And that, like I said, number one is just winter work. That doesn't count 2 or 3 of those folks that carried on into summer work. And again, it doesn't count the industry average, quote unquote, that you have those clients for about 7 years. And so I don't know what I think I paid, maybe $1,300 to $1,500 for the actual postcards, about $200 to $300 for postage. And so I probably have about, I don't know, Samantha, between little time, little energy, little money, $2,200 into this thing to generate, what is that, a 10 or 11x?
20 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So
one thing I'll say too that's really important too is you were very specific with the list that you targeted, and I think that is extremely important in a direct mail campaign, because what we narrowed down for you was really making sure that we were targeting people that owned their buildings and like their property, and we weren't just marketing out to everybody and anybody, because somebody in a strip mall doesn't really make sense because they're not the ones making decisions for the snowplow.
Yep.
So I do think that is really important, is making sure you're being really specific with who you're going after.
Yeah, because we had that list and we opted out of like, I think some of the apartment complexes, a couple of the fast food chains and franchises. There was a couple other ones, and some of the other sites that were just way too big for us. I was like, no. I said, I'd love to get that fulfillment center. I got to walk before I run, one of those deals. So yeah, absolutely. So I gave you guys a printed out list. I screenshotted it on Google Maps, whatever. Drew little lines all over with Photoshop, like so remedial. And but you know what? Your team pulled it together. You're like, yep, we'll pull all those zips, all those codes or routes, whatever it all is. I don't know. That's your guys' background, obviously. But what folks, I'm just trying to tell you, like, I'm trying to grow. I'm not here the podcast isn't here to like give you guys a pitch. And for those of you guys that are regular listeners, like you get it. But I don't want somebody to, maybe this is your first show listening in. Like, what's this all about again? Well, hey, like this is who I'm partnering with. This is who I trust. This is who I'm using. And we're actually doing the stuff that we're encouraging you guys to do, try, experiment, work and grow, and, hopefully help you expand your business with. And the proof is in the pudding. Like, that's why I'm so convicted, I guess you could say, Samantha, about the results that we're getting, right? Because results speak for themselves. And so, yeah, absolutely. That postcard, we will have that design by the time you guys are listening to this podcast episode, available at Launchpreneur Academy. And just to give you guys the lay of the land, how we have this structured, we're doing our best to make it as frictionless, I guess is the word, as frictionless as possible. So here's just the workflow. If you guys need some help, if you want a postcard design, you go to launchpreneuracademy.com. Once you go there, go to the store, scroll down to the bottom. We have all of our door hangers, all of our postcard templates. We have spring, summer, fall, winter. Then we have like Christmas lights, fertilization, aeration, overseeding, hedge trimming and pruning, core aeration. There's like 12 or 15 other postcard designs that you guys all asked for. So I paid up front to have all these designs created. We sell them on Launchpreneur Academy. They're like $75. It's super nominal. I know Postcard Mania and other folks out there, it's between $150 to $300 to get a postcard design made up, plus the 10 hours of back and forth and trying to dial it in and best practices and make it look nice. So for $75, you're off to the races. You take that art file to Samantha, you call them up with our specific 888 or 800 number, their corporate email, like, because we have like a commercial account, corporate account with them. So they know who you guys are and they know best packages because we've already negotiated some great rates and some great pricing for postage and printing. Like, all you have to do is buy the design, take it to Samantha and her team, give them the route, and you could literally have a turnkey, what would you call it, Samantha, like marketing campaign in a week or two.
Exactly. The whole thing is like we've gotten so good at landscaping campaigns and lawn care that we know what's working for you guys, and we'll go over exactly what makes sense for your business. Like, every business is going to be different and your goals and purposes are going to be totally different. Maybe your offerings are different. So we can go over what works best for you. And we have all sorts of different, campaign types that we can do to make sure that we're setting everything up to meet those goals.
Yes.
I figured actually, so we have a guy, he sent out This was for fall campaign and then a winter campaign. So he did 6,000 cards, mailed 3,000 for fall, 3,000 for winter. He got like 270 responses and he converted 57 of them. Now he was targeting consumers. So yeah, it was crazy. He was targeting consumer, like just regular households, but he did really amazing. And over the last 2 years, he's ordered 27,000 postcards from us. So it obviously worked well for him. So he has just continued ordering, and he will order like pretty much every year. It's spring, fall, winter, and he does it consistently every single time.
Love it.
But that's the thing. It's like, okay, great. We can find something that works, but I do think it's important to make sure that you're getting some kind of consistency set up. We had another guy that sent out 12,000 postcards. He mailed just for winter. So, and this was commercial accounts, but he sent 6,000 cards in October and 6,000 cards in November, and he got 126 calls.
Holy crap.
So there's some really, I know. Awesome. And their offers, his was like free snow removal quote. It wasn't even anything crazy for the offer.
Wow.
Some of the other guys, they offered if you sent out the postcard early, they would do a prepaid discount. So if you bought ahead of time and signed a contract ahead of time, they would do it at a slightly discounted rate. So I thought that was a great offer for winter.
I love that. That's such a wow. That actually makes me want to go back to my design because we're just settling the we had you guys know we had last year's template, worked great. Just like anything, you improve, you build on it, and so I have some revisions that we're going through right now. And I'm just thinking to myself, if you put that on top of a commercial site, like. Folks want to compare 3 quotes, compare bids year over year, especially for commercial. So throwing in a free commercial site bid, it takes me, now that my templates are set up in our software that we use, it's called LMN, Samantha, I could bid a site in 15 minutes, not even. I might actually ask Nicole to make that change really quick. You know what I mean? So
don't worry, I'm taking notes.
No, that's really good. So what we're doing here, guys, is we're taking all of the designs that I've been using for 10, 15 years in my business, just literally dialing them in like laser focused to help you guys with the best results. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like I'm not here to convince you that postcards work. I'm not here to convince you that you got to spend 10 hours with developing a design. Like the road is paved. I mean, literally, that's so ridiculous. It's a business in a box over here. You got Cycle CPA, Postcard Mania, Branded Bull. You guys know the best mowers, trimmers, blowers, and edgers. You can get this thing moving. It doesn't have to take 20 years to get to $100,000, $500,000, or $1 million. Okay. By the way, Samantha, I know you shared those testimonies. I love testimonies. Were either of those Andrew Stahl, who was your guys' like pick of the week or something? Because in our Link membership, we have this private Facebook group. A lot of people have heard me talk about it, but there's a young man, Andrew Stahl, that your team came out to do a testimony with. He shared it in Link. Do you know anything about that, or do you know the guy I'm talking about?
We've actually, I will say, with the designs that you've created, if you go to our website under our case studies, under landscaping, you will see tons. I'm pretty sure we have at least 10 of them that are strictly from designs that were created from you that we've been sending out, and the referrals from you that you've sent over. So we've been getting really good results from the campaigns we've done, and I'm pretty sure that was one that was a video case study. Yeah,
it could be. Andrew Stahl, he was so pumped about it. He posted in the link, and he said, this spring I did a campaign with Postcard Mania, got great results, sent out 12,000 postcards, gained 30 customers, 20 being weekly maintenance, brought in over 50 in revenue. Postcard Mania called me to ask if they could do a case study, and now he's showing he's got these 2 professional cameras and videographers in his driveway with his trailer as the background. The dude's going to be on video, and look at it, folks. Like, that's fun. That's cool. That's exciting. And I mean, I think he's, 20 years old maybe. I mean, what would that do for your guys' business, your guys' life? I mean, that's, again, I don't want to sound over enthusiastically like zealot, like this is like the secret sauce, but I'm just telling you, here's one thing I will say, maybe to just be a little bit more pragmatic. I feel like this is the move that so many of us need to make to go to the next level. And really, Samantha, I'd love to see if you get a pulse on this. Like, I don't believe that the economy is as hunky-dory as everybody's leading it out to believe. I'm not a doom and gloom kind of guy, but I also don't feel like we're riding this surf wave like we were in 2020, 2021, 2022, maybe first part of 23. I feel like things have legitimately started to slow. And if you're not being offensive, right, then the phone may not be ringing, and this might be new territory to you if you've only been in business for 3-4 years. Like, it's not always like the first 3-4 years of 2020 with the COVID stuff and the loose money and the free money and the cheap money. Like, there is a time in your business where you're going to have to market and sell and compete on price. So, Samantha, do you have any background or experience with that? Do you feel the same way, or am I just left field here?
This is your invitation to Lawntrepreneur Academy Live 2024 on November 2nd in Novi, Michigan. Prepare for a dynamic day filled with expert sessions on cash flow management, business automation, client retention, marketing strategies, and more. Our stellar lineup of speakers includes Sam Rankin, Pat Murray, Ken Deemer, Brian Fullerton, Sam Gemble, Mark Bradley, Jeff Joyner. Connect with industry peers, win fantastic giveaways, and elevate your business. Don't miss our Friday night mixer for some great networking and fun. Enhance your experience with our exclusive Sunday masterclass sessions on November 3rd, featuring Jeff Joyner, Mark Bradley, and Sam Gemble. These intensive 3-hour classes are limited to 20 seats each, offering you tailored advice from the pros. Secure your tickets for Saturday at $249 until September 17th. Then, the price jumps to $297. Visit LawEntrepreneurAcademy.com to register for Saturday and reserve your masterclass spot for Sunday. This is your opportunity to grow and network with the best in the industry.
Well, no, it's interesting. I mean, the funny thing about home service industries is that there's no AI that's going to take that over, for one. So you know that you guys are like secured, which is amazing because there's a lot of people that don't want to mow their own grass.
Oh, yeah.
But I will say, just like you said, I mean, we were getting a lot of free money shelled out. So I think that consumers were using it and they were spending a little bit more freely. So I do think that it is important now because they may not be spending quite as freely as they were. So you may have to market just a little bit more. But those guys that are doing that, they're the ones that are succeeding. So when things start changing a little bit and maybe things get a little bit more freer, they're the ones that are surviving and they're the ones that are growing that much more. And we experienced that during the real estate slump. You know, I mean, I've gone through 2 of them here at this company.
Right.
And it's just, you have to outmarket it, you know, and that's the whole thing. It's like, I would say to try and get ahead of your competition. And that was one thing I looked at. We've mailed out 17 million home service postcards. I think it was last year. And what we found is that most people are promoting like March, April, May, and then they promote September, October, November. So I'm just thinking if you can get ahead of them and be promoting before the other guys are promoting, you're going to be the one that's standing out and they're going to choose you over somebody else.
Well, okay, so let me piggyback on that because I love that thought. Imagine what I was just referring to. We sent our mailer out last October. I think it was mid-October, and then again like the first week of November. Talk about late to the game. And that wasn't any fault of Postcard Mania. That was me just finally saying, dude, I got to get some more snow. I want to grow. My life was crazy. We're building a home, Equip Expo, LAL. I got a newborn baby that's 5 months old, like doing the best I can in life, just like you guys, right? Well, we picked up 4 small sites and 1 medium-sized site in October, November. How excited do you think I am mailing this stuff out for the first week of October and then again, the first week of September, whatever we decide? Like, and that doesn't count if I do it again in October, in November, right? Like, I could easily see us adding, that's actually my game plan right now is to add $10,000, $20,000 sites. That's $200,000. $200,000 plus what we finished up last year at $375 puts me at $575. And then if you guys saw my webinar with Mark Bradley, our real estate company budget was $610 this year. And so there's no guessing here, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, we have a game plan. I'm working the game plan. This is how I get to my higher revenue goals for my own company. I'm not trying to convince you guys to go with Postcard Mania. I'm just trying to convince you guys that investing into this stuff will get you guys to that next level. And so, Samantha, I love the timing of it. I love the topic of it. I think it's so relatable. I'm going through it myself. So it's funny that you bring up the real estate crash. I never even thought about that. But you have to get in front of it. That's why we're doing this in August and September for snow in this example, right? When other people are thinking, I'm going to start sending out snow, bids in October, November. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. The other thing I just wanted to point out too is don't forget that you need to market to your customers. Like, I know a lot of people forget about that and they think so much about new business, which obviously we need it to continue to grow. But I do think there's a lot of people that forget to promote to their customers and do consistent email marketing to them, because that's free marketing. So that is one thing that I just wanted to bring up as well. And getting a head start even there, you could be starting to email your customers about those things ahead of time to make sure you're getting like contracts signed or cross-selling and telling them other stuff that you offer, things like that.
Yeah, I agree. Like getting in front, to go back to your question, like getting in front of your customers, the sooner the better. And guys in the green industry, lawn, if you're talking lawn, you know, in April, May, it's not too late. I don't want to say that because it's never too late, but realistically, the conversations for most of your customers have happened February, March, first part of April, right? For the larger sites, for sure, February, March. You know, if a commercial site calls me in May or June and they're like, hey, we're looking for a vendor, I'm thinking to myself, potential red flag. Like, what happened? Like, did you have a guy? Did you not pay him? Like, what's going on? Did you move to a new building? Okay, that's fair. But like, it goes the other way. It makes me more red flags. But same thing, if I'm a commercial site myself, I'm the customer, and a company starts advertising to me, hey, we can take care of your snow in November, I'm thinking, I already signed on with my company back in August. Like, these guys are not organized and they're late to the game. Can I say that and not ruffle any feathers? Like, so you have to, if you're talking snow, you got to be 3 to 4 months ahead of everybody else and at least a month or two ahead of your competition. So, Samantha, you got anything to piggyback on that?
Yeah, no, I agree with you completely. I mean, even spring campaigns, you know, if everybody else, March is the peak of the time period. So we recommend mailing out in February. So basically you're ahead of the curve. And that's the thing, just trying to get ahead of the competition and making sure that you guys are locked in so nobody else comes in and starts promoting to them and then they take your customers away. You know, so that's the other thing. It's just do whatever you can, trying to outsmart your competitors.
Well, and again, like one thing I talked to my younger brother, Adam, with Brandon Bull, which I think you got to meet at LAL, by the way. Him and I talk about this all this time, is like McDonald's isn't advertising on a highway sign billboard to let you know that McDonald's, what it is, that it exists, or that there's one at the next mile exit. What they're advertising is keeping it top of mind, keeping them relevant.
Right.
There's like a stat that like the average person that eats, the customer of McDonald's, eats there like every 29 days, like it's, or maybe even like every 21 days or something ridiculous. I'm like, dang, like talk about customers revisiting how frequently. So like that's what we're doing with postcards. 1, getting out front. 2, adding, you know, chum in the water, getting the phone to ring. But 3, like Samantha just said, like just staying relevant. And that's why having multiple, having those multiple soft touches a year is an offensive marketing, comprehensive marketing strategy. You don't just market in, you know, occasionally I get somebody saying, I sent out 1,000 postcards, I didn't get any phone calls. I'm like, well, let's go back to the drawing board. What did it look like? What was the imagery? Who put it together? Did you mail it to an EDDM route that had an 800 home trailer park and then 200 homes that we're trying to get in a $350,000 subdivision? Okay, like did we make an error there? Yeah, so folks, you gotta understand, we're gonna dial this in. There is science to it, and that's why you take the resources of a postcard mania. Even I'll play devil's advocate. Even if they were 10% more, 20% more, but they offered 50 to 100% more results, wouldn't that be worth it? So people are like, well, I can get postcards made up for cheap at Staples or Vistaprint. Yeah, but you're not getting Samantha, you're not getting Nicole, you're not getting Eric, you're not getting these guys that are part of her team that know what they're doing. And so, again, their results speak for themselves. You've heard my testimony. You've heard a couple that Samantha had. You had Andrew that was part of our Link membership. I just really encourage you guys, if you're struggling, if you're trying to figure out how to grow, or if you're excited and you're like, hey, let's pour gas on this fire, and you're just like, burn the boats, let's go. I just can't speak highly enough of Samantha and her team. That's why I get so excited anytime she's able to join us on the show. And people are winning, and they're winning with Postcard Mania. And that's something that I just love. So Samantha, again, I don't want it to be this huge, big pitch fest. I don't think we're doing that here. I just think you guys have such a great partnership going with us. So many of you guys have used you guys this year. I think 30 to 40% more people are utilizing your guys' services. You guys are kind enough to give me a breakdown of like how things are going. And it's really, really cool. And I'm so grateful for you guys linking up with Postcard Mania and all this other mess. but it's just like results. Like you just said, I'm thinking to myself, just like Joy, like that's new jobs, that's new business, that's new, hopefully stay-at-home moms and wives, that's new dads getting new trucks, that's new employees getting raises. Like that's really what new customers turn into. And so I think that's why I'll leave it, Samantha. I'll give you the final thoughts and final 2 cents, but I'm just pumped up.
Yeah, I mean, I will just say, if you guys have questions, feel free to call us anyways. Like, even if you don't start on a direct mail campaign, fine. We still have a wealth of knowledge, and we are more than willing to chat to you about whatever situation you're running into with your business and you need help with your marketing. Just call us, because we can always just talk about different ideas and maybe give you guys some even free ideas in your local area to do. So please, if you're struggling at all or you're just looking for ideas, just call us. Yeah,
you guys are a resource. A lot of the folks that you guys hear on my podcast, guys, they're value add. They know, like, let's add value, let's not sell. If somebody wants to reciprocate or get something or sign up after, fantastic. But it's always, let's help them make more money, solve more problems, have less worries, fewer hassles, right? Like, that's what we're leading here. And so, again, for somebody like Postcard Mania or Branded Bull or a Cycle CPA to be available first, and then if they can help you professionally second, that's what it's all about. But I always say, guys, you have to put the rubber to the road. You have to integrate. You have to pick up the phone. You have to shoot an email. Let's just realize that we are a team, and we need to realize that business is a team sport. And that's why I'm so excited about the partners that we do have on the podcast and the affiliate links in the description. Like, they're there to give you guys the tools and the resources to grow. And I'm just telling you, genuinely, this is what I'm using to grow. I'm fired up, actually. I wrote that note down too. I got to email Nicole. I'm like, yo, if we picked up 4 or 5 new sites last fall in first part of, oh, by the way, one thing that really pissed me off, Samantha, this wasn't your guys' fault, but I sent my first mailer out and I was so excited about it. I had a follower, a fan, whatever you call it, on Instagram, message me and say, hey, dude, just so you know, like, I can't find your Google listing anywhere. And I went, I said, what do you mean? And so I don't know if I ever even told you the story, but our first mailer went out and my Google listing had recently got suspended for who knows what.
No.
And yeah. And so my Google listing, I don't want to stretch it here, but I don't even know if it was reactivated or re-engaged or republished or viewable, when the second mailer went out, because Google takes forever, because you have that stupid submission form thing that you get when it gets suspended. And how did it get suspended? Nobody knows. It got tripped or flagged or triggered. Who knows? And so if I picked up 4 or 5 sites, guys, with my Google listing not even being available, which doesn't even give the chance to push people towards our website, like, how could we not get another 2?
You could have gotten so much more.
Oh my God.
You could have gotten so much more.
Yeah. Samantha, you can tell I'm fired up. Again, I'll give you guys the debrief in 6 months. Hopefully the results meet the hype. But I'm like, how could we not be? We're 3 months ahead of everybody else. We're 2 months ahead of everybody else. I've got my Google business listing. We've got our website. I'm ready to go. My guys are ready to go. Dude, I'm ready to rock and roll, man. Like, we are hungry and we're like a bulldog chomping at the bit over here. So I'm pumped up. You guys can tell in my voice. Like, you can't.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, you can't fake enthusiasm like this. I want to grow. I want to buy new trucks. I want to get a shop. So this is what I'm doing to grow my company. And I hope you guys pick up the phone, make a phone call to Samantha, her team, and see what they can do for you. So no hard pitch. If you guys need something, go to launchpreneuracademy.com/store. That's where you can get the templates and the resources, and hopefully help you guys grow. So, Samantha, as always, thank you so much for being on the show. Maybe a quick sign off. Where can people find you? And we'll kind of button it up right there.
Yep, absolutely. Well, if you go to postcardmania.com/Brian, you guys actually have access to all of his design templates on there, so you can purchase them on there too. But it also gives you some pricing and some details. It shows the tour of Brian coming over here. So if you guys want to go check it out, do that. If you submit your information, we'll have somebody call you so we can reach out to you and get more data.
Love it. All right. Well, thanks so much for spending time with us today. Always a value add. Super appreciate you guys contributing your time to helping all these guys grow. By the way, you guys will be represented at LAL this year, which is always great. So if you guys want to shake hands, kiss babies, get to meet the team, Postcard Mania is going to be here at LAL. I really do love what they're doing, guys, and they are the best at what they do. So thank you so much, Samantha. Appreciate you, and we'll catch up with you here on the next one, all right?
Sounds good. Bye, Brian.
Before you turn off the podcast, there are two things that we believe you will be highly interested in. First, if you're looking to stay up to date with the latest trends and insights in the world of lawn care, then you'll want to subscribe to our free email newsletter. It shows up in your inbox 3 times a week and includes a Monday motivational to kick off your week, a Wednesday what's new to keep you informed, and a Friday weekly recap of all the content we put out. The second thing is we have just launched Lawntrepreneur Academy Link. Now you can be a part of an exclusive community that links you to those who can help you grow in your lawn care business. Joining Lawntrepreneur Link will give you the tools that you need to stay accountable, get real-time expert advice, and find belonging in a community of folks who are passionate about the lawn care industry just like you. Visit LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com to learn how Link membership gives you unique access to monthly hangouts, bidding hour calls, coaching calls, expert lessons, and more. Stay ahead of the curve and level up your business with a membership to the Lawntrepreneur Academy Link. Find an easy-to-use link in the podcast description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.